Yo, what's going on, everyone? The goal of these videos is to help you make as much money as I know how to. These traits and concepts have led to me making more money, landing a girl, and other rewards that most people want. So I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's just get into it. I'll just lead by saying that I think an eye for an eye is one of the stupidest moral frameworks that humans continue to operate on. First, people are stupid. Every single one of them, me included. And then collectively, we're stupider. Have you ever heard of mob mentality? This stupidity is barely capable of judging how much ketchup should go on a hot dog, and we just want to leave justice in the hands of a bunch of bumbling buffoons? How then are a bunch of apes supposed to accurately measure wrong, and then attribute it to what is the appropriate response? What is equal? Context is infinite. Almost. So, in the event that something is misjudged, and a punishment that does not fit the crime is executed, how do you respond then with an eye for an eye? Equally, of course. How do we defend this? It's just the best we have? We all like to believe we're rational creatures, fair and just, but let's face it, we're fallible. Our judgments are often clouded by biases we're not even aware of. We see the world through lenses tinted by our experiences, emotions, and the limited information at our disposal. It's this fallibility that leads to the first crack in the eye for an eye philosophy. When we retaliate, are we really acting on the truth, or are we just echoing our flawed perceptions? So let's dive into this inherent fallibility and unpack why a retributive justice, justice system could often do more harm than good. Now, consider the complexity of every action. Every situation is one less than infinite in terms of context. In a world that craves simplicity, we're quick to judge and slow to seek understanding. When we retaliate without full context, we are acting on an incomplete picture. And what happens when our flawed judgments are met with cold rigidity of retribution? Escalation. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's not just physics, it's human nature. But in an imperfect system, this doesn't reset the balance. It often sends things spiraling out of control. Each act of retribution can be a spark in a powder keg of grievances, leading to a cycle of vengeance that knows no end. Some actions are irreversible. Consider the finality of a capital punishment. A life taken cannot be returned. Every time we enact such irreversible measures, we gamble with the stakes as high as they can get. Misjudgments occur. The price isn't just steep, it's absolute. This is the tragic gamble for an eye, a risk that carries the weight of lives, families, and futures. But is there another way? A path less trodden, yet infinitely more powerful? I'd argue it's forgiveness. It's not the white flag of defeat, it's the banner of control. Forgiveness is the ultimate form of taking control because it breaks the cycle. So let me define forgiveness in a way I understand it. All it means to me is that you're not going to respond to their action. You're letting them off the hook. It has nothing to do with being their friend or having positive feelings for them. It's just agreeing to let them off. Back to zero. I personally recommend not associating with someone you've had to forgive multiple times, though, just to protect both parties. Impossible situations aside, let's just focus on the 95% of cases where forgiveness comes into play effectively, and that's essentially all slights except brutal assault and above. If you practice forgiving, forgiveness reduces stress, which then turns into a direct impact on one's ability to function effectively. Stress triggers the body's fight or flight response, which can cloud judgment and lead to poor decision making. By forgiving, you lower stress levels, which not only improves your overall health but also clears your mind. This increased cognitive bandwidth allows better focus on financial goals, improved decision making, and a more strategic approach to wealth accumulation. A clear mind is more adept at identifying and seizing opportunities that others, burdened by the grudges and the pursuit of retribution, might overlook. In the realm of business and personal finance, relationships are the bedrock of success. Harboring resentment can lead to the destruction of potentially lucrative connections. Forgiveness, on the other hand, can mend and strengthen relationships, leading to opportunities such as partnerships and collaborations, networks that would otherwise be inaccessible. By prioritizing reconciliation over revenge, you maintain and expand your network, which can lead to referrals, joint ventures, other profitable business ventures, friendships, etc. Just more meaningful life. This network can then be a significant source of income growth and investment opportunities. Lastly, a forgiving attitude can enhance your reputation, branding you as understanding and trustworthy, qualities highly valued in the business world and the social world alike. This reputation can attract people who are eager to work with someone they view as emotionally intelligent and principle. In negotiations, a reputation for fairness and forgiveness can lead more favorable terms, as others are more willing to make concessions to someone they trust and respect. So, in conclusion, I think that an eye for an eye is pretty trash, and that forgiveness is better for you 99.99 to 100% of the time. So I hope that helps. So you can subscribe or don't. Just have a nice day.